first of all, story மொத்தமாக கேட்கும்போதே வந்து எனக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தது. And of course the actors. நான் பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி எனக்கு I want to say something about Shashi, because Shashi வந்து எனக்கு as an actor he provided the right atmosphere to perform. He created the right ambience. So now I'm someone who internalizes my characters. When I perform, I take it in, and and I don't know how to articulate that, but something happens. There's something that happens. So I depend a lot on the director. I'm a director's actor, and I think he did something with me that I could perform. And yes, when I heard about Padma's character, Padma has different layers. She's very deep, and I don't want to say too much about it because then the character will be revealed. She has done a lot of balancing act in the film and in her thing, and I think I can only just say that much because it's a beautiful character. And thank you.
That was the toughest part of the shoot. ஏன்னா வந்து நம்மளுக்கு வந்து கிரிக்கெட்டோட கிராமர் இஸ் வெரி கிளியர். ஏன்னா நம்ம சின்ன வயசுலேருந்து டிவியில் தான் அந்த கிராமர் கம்ஸ் த்ரூ, ரைட்? If you've seen a lot of cricket films, they take the camera inside the field of play, right? Then it distorts the grammar of cricket. நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம்னா, actually 6 months we trained with broadcast cameras. Okay. Because this film needed to have the same drama as you watch in TV. So we shot with the Star Sports team, we did trials. I understood the grammar. ஏன்னா உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், ball follow-na camera 1, camera 2, then camera 3. If I don't follow that sequence, you will feel that's not cricket. So I had to study the grammar of cricket. And then also, cricket is not something that is played somewhere else in the film. The cricket is a plot point. So each scene when you go to cricket, it's part of the drama. So it not only has to capture the essence of cricket and how it's played, but in the kadayottathoda adu sekano actually. So and also neenga pathina live broadcast la vandu CG add panna mudiyadhu. So we needed to find the technology to go back, use how broadcast cameras can be manipulated to use CG, crowd multiplication. All this needed to be a thing. So that was the technical aspect of cricket shooting that I needed to. We started in April 23, and within 3 months the entire talkie portion was done. And then 6 months we prepped, and then we waited for Chepauk Stadium. They gave us that permission only before IPL because they dig the pitch. So we prepped for 9 months, shot it, and so that was like a huge task for us actually.
அதனால தான் சாரி அந்த ஏன் அந்த கமிட்மெண்ட்ங்கிறது கூட நம்ம சொல்லி ஆகணும். ஏன்னா அது ரொம்ப this is a very a film that dwells on a lot of realism. Okay, so when you see a cricket match, it shouldn't look like what is cringe-worthy shown and cricket on screen before. So the amount of hard work that Sashi has put in to try to make sure that it looks like a TV show and it's not distracting from the cricket match, because it's an essential part of the film. Similarly, Siddharth had to be in that look for about 1 year so that he can play and learn cricket. So it is ஒரு extreme amount of dedication ஓட இந்த படத்தை பண்ணிருக்காங்க. அதனால இப்ப நம்ம அவ்வளவா சொல்ல விரும்பல, படம் பார்த்தப்பறம்.
No, I was about to finish this. மேடி பாருங்க கரெக்ட்டா அந்த பாயிண்ட் நான் உட்ற போறேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு சித்தார்த். See, the thing is, the second part is the authenticity of the characters who are playing cricket. So Sid needed to like really get into the body language என்றது வந்து you have to practice that body language, right? When you hit a shot, நீங்க பார்த்துப்பீங்க, அது கிரிக்கெட்டர் மாதிரி இல்லைன்னா ஆக்டர் மாதிரி பண்ணியிருந்தாங்கன்னா ரொம்ப கஷ்டம் ஆக்சுவலாக. ஸோ he trained with the coaches from Ashwin's academy for 6 months, and cricket face பண்ணுறதுன்றது வந்து it's a really difficult task. So if you all the strokes are actually real strokes where bowlers from the Ranji Trophy team have actually played, all of them are real cricketers. So he's literally facing a bowler who's bowling at 135 kilometers, 140 kilometers to play that thing. So that on the level of dedication, Lilina, you couldn't see that authenticity. But there are only few stories you'd want to tell. because that the story needs to move to storytelling, right? That so it's the producer DNA. ஒரு ப்ரொடியூசராக வந்து இந்த படம் கரெக்டுன்னு எனக்கு தோணணும். அண்ட் அந்த ப்ரொடியூசர் வந்து இந்த டைரக்டருக்கு சான்ஸ் கொடுக்கணும். ஸோ எனக்கே நான் வந்து 13 வருஷம் ஆச்சு சான்ஸ் கொடுத்துக்கிறதுக்கு ஆக்சுவலாக. ஸோ as a producer I knew that I was correct to do this film. So the producer gave me the chance saying, okay, you should direct this film. I mean, we've been partners with Netflix for a really long time. I mean, it's been 8-9 years since our first collaboration, and the last one, Jagame Tandram, happened, was a big thing for us. See, for me, my entire film journey has been a creative journey. And for me, as a first-time director with this kind of cast, to join hands with Netflix, which is a global, platform, the fact that my first film is going to reach 300 million people on day one, wow. For me, that's a kick, right? As a creator, there's no other joy for me than knowing that our storytelling exercise has gone to 300 million people. So it was a perfect match, a whole lot of creative people. They understand this. So the fact that they picked this film, right? They've not randomly picked. There was a creative collaboration. So it was a perfect match, and I'm so happy that we are here right now and can't wait for the rest of the world to watch it.
Fantastic. It'll have the viewership of like an India-Pakistan game worldwide, and that's how it's going to be on the 4th of April. We can't wait for it. Monica, very simply, what drew you to Test?
After you watch a lot of films, all of us do, we read a lot of scripts and we see a lot of screenings. And, rarely do you have a film, you enjoy many of them and you want to share them with your audiences. But every once in a while, you have a film which makes you feel and think and feel again and keep thinking after you finish watching it. I think Test was that for me, and Sashi has done a phenomenal job just putting the story together. From the first frame to the last frame of the film, you're just gripped. It's intense, you lean back sometimes, and then you're biting your nails. You want to know what each character's journey is going to be. So I think it really moved something inside me. And it is a film that is going to really find a place in people's heart because of the journey of each of its characters and how, they move towards a situation where all of them have to test themselves as life tests them. And I think all of us in our daily lives go through that. And there's a lot of relatability in that. There's a lot of emotion in that. And that is what really drew me. And of course, I must say, I love the soundtrack. It is so beautiful. So I'm sitting with all of them talented people here. And I can just say that as Netflix, it's an honor to tell such a story.
Fabulous. We all love the soundtrack. It's definitely a earworm, and we'll get Shakti to sing it for us in just a bit. That's definitely due. Maddie, she was talking about emotions, and you display intense emotions. ஆழமான உணர்வுகளை நீங்க வெளிப்படுத்துறதுல ஒரு வித்தக்காரர் அப்படினே சொல்லலாம். How challenging was this role and this film for you?
ரொம்ப நன்றி. இதுக்கு வந்து நான் தமிழ்ல தான் பதில் சொல்லணும்னு ஆசைப்படுறேன். ஆனா அந்த படம் பல மொழியில ரிலீஸ் ஆகிறதுனால ஆங்கிலத்துல பேச வேண்டிய கட்டாயம்.
Can we get the sound up please?
Anyway, so முதல்ல இந்த மாதிரி கதாபாத்திரங்கள் கிடைக்கிறது ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். இந்த மேடையில் வந்து நம்ம ஒவ்வொருத்தரை ப்ரேஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம எப்படி வேலை செஞ்சோம் என்ன பண்ணோம் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து இப்போ எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச டைம் இல்லை. படம் ரிலீஸ் ஆனப்பறம் நம்ம வெற்றி விழும்போது பேசுவோம். இதுதான் நான் நம்புற ஒரு philosophy. அதனால் what I wanted to say is that after so many years in the industry, it becomes really difficult to get sure about the character you're playing. There is only one way to assure that it doesn't have a false note. And that is, and I'm going to explain this a little bit, which is, we have a bandwidth in which we show our emotions in society. That's, from being a father to a son or a daughter or a husband or an actor or a celebrity. It's a bandwidth that you're projecting to society. But on either side of that, there is another internal self, where if you get challenged in your life, or if you get immense amount of success, you tip into those emotions which are not normally shown to public. when you do a movie like this, when you see a character like this, you can fearlessly go into that zone and bring out that real part of you to the character. So if I'm putting a little bit of Madhavan into Sara, then there's very little chances that it will go wrong. It might not go extremely right, but it will definitely not go wrong because there is a great amount of reality in that, and honestly, a truth that is true to me. And so that way it becomes easy to transcend the emotions during the performance.
Fantastic. Sid, நீங்கள் வந்து ஒரு மல்டி ஃபெசெட்டட் கேரக்டரை போர்ட்ரே பண்ணுறீங்க. நிறைய உணர்வுகளினுடைய சீசோ அவர் ஆக்சுவலி எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பண்ணுறாரு. அவருடைய பயணத்தினுடைய எந்த அம்சங்கள் ரெசனேட்டட் வித் யூ பர்சனலி?
நம்ம எல்லாருக்கும் ரெண்டு உண்மை இருக்குது ஆக்சுவலாக. ஒன்று வந்து மற்றவங்க பார்வையில் நமக்கு உணர்த்தப்படுற ஒரு உண்மை, இன்னொன்று நம்ம வந்து கண்ணாடியை பார்க்குறப்போ நமக்கு என்ன உணர்றோமோ அது ஒரு உண்மை. I was saying there are two realities. One that is in the eyes of people who perceive you, and the other is what you look at when you see yourself in the mirror. ஸோ இந்த ரெண்டு ரியாலிட்டிஸை நம்ம எவ்வளோ புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு வாழ்க்கையை வாழறோங்கிறது தான் நம்ம வாழ்க்கை வாழறோட மெச்சூரிட்டியாக நான் பார்க்குறேன். ஸோ ஐ திங்க் அர்ஜுன் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு கிரிக்கெட்டர் இந்த ட்ரெய்லரில் ரிவீல் பண்ண விஷயம் இஸ் அ வெரி பாப்புலர், வெரி செலிப்ரேட்டட் டெஸ்ட் கிரிக்கெட்டர். The way the world sees him is one, like all of our cricketing legends, you spend more time with them than most. They have to get used to what the world thinks of them, how the world thinks they should play, என்ன ஷாட் அடிச்சிருக்கணும், எந்த ஓவரில் ஃபாலோ ஆன் கால் பண்ணியிருக்கணும், எல்லாத்துக்கும் they get 1.5 billion opinions. ஸோ அது ஒரு பக்கம் இருக்க, அவங்க தனியாக இருக்கிறப்போ when they look at themselves in the mirror, they have a second reality. So how much you balance these two is very difficult. And that part of this character really stayed with me. That how much do you find the balance between yourself and you the way the world wants you to be. That's what I took from this character.
Beautiful.